G'day guys, kia ora, my name is Wildkard. Thank you for watching the Wildkard Rugby Show. Like, comment and subscribe. And yes, you are here today because you know, you've heard it in the interwebs that the cheating Christchurch cheaters has done it again on the weekend and tried to cheat. And yeah, this time I have undeniable proof that the Crusaders cheated on their way to the final. And yes, so first up, on the weekend, 2 weeks ago, actually last week, 2 weeks ago, I talked about this incident online, and everybody's like, "Oh, Wildcard, you're just making stuff up. You got Team 4 hat on." So when this happened, Rayhana came off, James O'Connor went on 28 minutes for HIA, which I thought was a fake HIA to give Rayhana a break before halftime, because he literally went off and had a 12-minute break plus the 10-minute halftime, so a 22-minute break before coming back onto the field again in the second half and play the remainder of the game. No problem. This allowed James O'Connor to come on to replace, most importantly, the substitution with Will Jordan, who just returned from injury. I'm pretty sure when you return from an injury, you are actually not allowed to play your first game full 80 minutes. It's especially if you're an international test player. Like, it's just part of the protocol. So they have to make this exchange somehow without having, their starting players playing full 80 minutes straight up. So I thought they'd fake this HIA here for Rayhana to allow them to do this. But hey, everyone's like, Wildcard, you just, Team 4 hat on, yada yada. So then this week, something really, really strange happened, right? So another incident happened just before halftime. There was a head-on-head collision on a tackle on Scotty Barrett. And Scotty Barrett, so picture this, right? There was a head-on-head contact, the game was stopped, the TMO, the whole world is watching the screen TV, super slow motion, watching Scotty getting banged on the head, right? And the referee's going, yep, that's pretty big hit, yellow card, off you go, TMO review, potentially upgrade to a red card, right? And get this, the trainer came onto the field and he pulls off the wrong player for the HIA. Now,
it's a mouthguard activation. So Grace will come on. Cull and Grace will come on.
Now, I want you to say they said it's the mouthguard activation, right? So they pulled off Ethan Blackadder. Even he's confused. Like, what? Why am I going off? Really? And just want you to know, falls right. Okay, this guy, I want you to know, this guy. Okay, everybody remember this guy. I'm pretty sure he's the guy that pulled off Rayhana last week. That came on and put a Rayhana last week with the, I think was a fake HIA, right? Now, I just want you to understand what we're watching here. Scotty Barrett, he is the All Blacks captain. Everybody who watches rugby knows who Scotty Barrett is. We just spent like 3 minutes looking at a replay of him getting smacked in the head again and again and again from different angles, right? So everybody who watched the game knows it's Scotty Barrett just got hit in the head. And in case you don't know, right, Scotty Barrett, in addition to being the All Blacks captain, he's from literally the most famous rugby family right now in the world. His brother's winning championship overseas, and this is also Christchurch. He is literally the Pope at the Christchurch, right? It is literally the equivalent of the Pope in the Vatican. Everybody knows who he is. Everybody, the cats, the dogs, the Kiwi bird out on the street, everybody knows who Scott Barrett is at Christchurch. And for some reason, you're telling me, for some reason, this guy with the Crusaders kit on did not know that Scotty Barrett just got hit in the head. He pulls off the wrong player. You're telling me this was a genuine mistake? That he pulls off the wrong player for HIA? Now, this goes a little bit deeper as well, right? Scotty Barrett has the mouthguard on. That tells you he's just got hit in the head. So they have a computer that said, hey, the mouthguard went off, and this guy's going on the field and saying, it's actually you, Ethan the Blackadder. Your mouthguard's gone off. So So he's deliberately picked the wrong player, right? There's no way. There's no way the guy at the computer with the mouth guard going off has told him that it's Ethan Blackadder. It's Scott Barrett. Everybody knows it's Scott Barrett. You don't even need the mouth guard to know it's Scott Barrett. And somehow this guy doesn't know who the fucking Pope is at Christchurch whilst working for the Crusaders. You tell me if there's something stupid or something very, very cheating going on here. Okay? Now, this goes a little bit deeper as well, right? So you might be saying, why do they put him off for a fake HIA? Because they want to pull Scotty off 28 minutes before halftime so he could get the whole 20-minute break like they did with Rayhana the week before. Are you starting to understand this? They wanted to give Scotty a 20-minute break, but because if they had taken him off at the time when he was hit, at 26 minute, he had to actually return to the field a lot sooner than they want him to, right? But unfortunately for them, he actually had to return a few seconds before halftime, right? He had to return a few seconds before halftime, 39 minutes to play 20 seconds before going off again. They couldn't quite get him to the 12-minute time, get him all the way to halftime with the 12-minute time limit. But they tried. The key is they tried to do a 22-minute break for Scotty Barrett with a fake HIA on Ethan Blackadder. There's no way a guy working for the Crusaders who doesn't know who fucking Scott Barrett is, who gets confused between Scott Barrett and Ethan Blackadder. There's no way, dudes. Now, you might be saying, oh, Wildkard, there's still a possibility, like there's a slight possibility, and even if this is the case, he returned before 12 minutes, right? Like, it's not technically cheating. I have undisputable proof that the Crusaders did this and actually broke the law. In a previous game, round 9 against the Hurricanes, they did this exact move again, pulling a player off with a HIA before halftime for a full 12-minute break. They tried, but they couldn't do it this time. They actually pulled a player off 15 minutes before halftime. Camera went off 25 minutes on the clock and came back on after halftime. That is 100% not allowed. That is more than 12 minutes past the allowed time to return for a HIA. They snuck him back on anyway. And this was a crucial match against the Hurricanes, fighting for a spot in the top 2 for potential home final. And they went on to put James O'Connor 15 minutes in the first half and came back on in the second half, replaced an outside centre. So you tell me if the Crusaders are cheaters or not. You tell me. Moving on. Anyway, let's talk about something that's a little bit less angry for me, okay? Dr. Rassie has culled a bunch of, potential Springboks that ended people's dreams, right? Just ruthless. People's, childhood dream just ended right in front of them. How many did he cut? 10? 5 people? He cut a bunch of people, right? So, Bowen Venter, I'm sorry, he's gone. Stidicam, he's gone. Ntuthuku Mchunu, he's gone. Lukangu had a bit of an injury or whatever, he's gone. Peter Tutoy, gone. He's had a bit of injury as well. Hanacom, gone. Yano Augustus, oh my goodness, not going to wear a Springbok jersey anytime soon. A further 5 players were cut. So these guys were injured. A further 5 players were cut. Jenden Hendricksa, gone. Jordan Hendricksa, gone. Quan Horn, gone. Renzo Duplessis, gone. And Tokozo, and Tokozo, Mark Hazard, gone. All right, all of these guys gone. I mean, how is the Springboks gonna beat, Italy or Georgia or whatever they're playing now? I mean, I don't know. It seems pretty hard. I mean, man, sorry guys, pretty tough gig to be at the Springboks, but man, ruthless. Still 49 people in the squad though. I don't know. Yeah, it's gonna be a tough run for the Springboks coming up in July. But yeah, I'm sure Rassie Erasmus will need these players sometime soon. When Italy comes in town or something, right? Anyway, moving on, here in Australia, the Lions tour is just around the corner. We'll have the first game this weekend, technically like a warm-up game between the Lions and Argentina. But the Wallabies announced their squad. There's only one international test players, which I do like. They wanted to reward players for sticking around. And Joe Schmidt has done that and gave a lot of opportunities for newer players. So let's quickly go through the Wallabies squad that will be getting a warm-up match against Fiji. First, lots of new players as well. So definitely getting that, build up into the next level for a lot of these players for something that's been a consistent theme for Joe Schmidt as well. So we've got the AAA, Alan Alatoa, Angus Bell, Nick Champion de Crespin. I thought it was an Argentinian import, but apparently he's actually qualified for the Wallabies, plays for the Western Force. Matt Fazzler, Nick Frost, Langi Gleeson, Tom Hooper, Fraser McWright, Zane Nongor, Billy Pollard, David Parecki, Tom Robertson, and the only foreign player, Willie Skelton, the Big Willie. Everybody knows I love Big Willie. He's back, and I'm grateful that he's here. And I can't wait for some of those puny British and Irish players gets crushed by Big Willie. Okay, I can't wait to see that. Anyway, we've got the Gem Slipper, Darcy Swain. We've got Carlo Tazzano, Tenela Tupou. He's back. Again, he's not. Yeah, I need him to kick another gear for the Lions tour, but hopefully he's gonna get mentally ready. Rob Valentini, Jeremy Williams, Harry Wilson, Filippo Dalgunu, Ben Donaldson, Jake Gordon, Len Nikitao, Max Jorgensen, Andrew Callaway, Nola CEO, Tom Liner, Tate McDermott, Panta Paisami, Dylan Peach, Harry Potter, Jose Akusu Swali'i, Corey Toole, Nick White, and Tom Rice. So no James O'Connor and what's his name? And obviously. You've got the other overseas players like, what's his name? Like Samu Kurevi and stuff, and none of those players made it as well. So, again, just showing that, building towards the future, actually, this time for Joe Schmidt. There's a few players staying around to play in Perth for the first match. You got Tang Edmund, David Filuwai, Darby Lancaster, Ryan Lonergan, Isaac Kailea, Matt Phillip, and Rory Scott. So this is the Wallaby lineup. Moving on to the Lions, right? The Cats, actually, pretty sure the Lions is a South African team, and the Lions is a South African animal, so they should be called the Cats. The British and Lions Cats, British and Irish Cats has named a pretty new team against Argentina this weekend. Whilst debutant for the Lions, but these are definitely international test level players, and this will play in Dublin. So yeah, it's gonna be a big match because the Argentinians really want an opportunity to have a Lions tour of their own. Sorry, Cats tour of their own. So yeah, I think they'll probably try to make a statement with this game. So a lot of players been put into this game. Some returning from injuries to be proved fitness. And so the Lions 15 this weekend against Argentina. Marcus Smith, a fullback. Tommy Freeman. Simone Tuipulotu returns from injury. Bangdi Yaki at 12. The two big Southerners in the center position. Then we've got Duhan van der Merwe, another Southerner, 11. He's also returned from injury. Finn Smith at number 10. Alex Mitchell, number 9. I think this might be the starting 9-10 combo that they're trying out for the full tour. We've got Ellis Genji coming, number 1. Luke Allen Dickey, number 2. Finlay Beelam. Number 3, we've got Mario Toji, the captain. Number 4, Ty Byrne. Number 5, Tom Curry. Number 6, we've got Jack Morgan. We've got a Welsh player. At number 7, we've got Ben Earl, number 8. Ronan Keller, number 16. Pierce Schumann, number 17. And Ty Furlong, again, also returning from injury. He hasn't played a test match since last year. Number 18. Scott Cummings, number 19. Henry Pollock, number 20. Thomas Williams, another Welsh. Oh my goodness. That's way too many Welsh in this team. That's about 200% too many. Number 22, Elliot Daly. And then number 23, another Aussie, Mac Hansen, to finish off the Lions 15 for this weekend. For Argentinians, they've got what's his name, Julian Montoya, already there, ready to go as the captain. Pretty strong team for the Argentinians. We've got Santiago Carreras, number 15, number 14, Rodrigo Isgor, number 13, Lucio Cinti, number 12, Justo Picardo, number 11, Ignacio Mendy, number 10, Thomas Albernos, number 9, Gonzalez Garcia. He's been like, really, I thought this guy was just going to be a reserve, and he's actually started to move his way to the starting position. Garcia, his middle name is Jesus, Gonzalo Jesus Garcia. Number 1, we got Meiko Vivas. Number 2, Julien Montoya. Number 3, Joe Scalvi. Number 4, Franco Molia. Number 5, Pedro Rubiolo. Number 6, Pablo Matera. Number 7, Juan Martin Gonzalez. Number 8, Joaquin Oviedo. Number 16, Batista Bernasconi. Number 17, Boris Wengner. Number 18, Francisco Correa Machete. Number 19, Santiago Godona. Number 20, Joaquin Moro. Number 21, Simon Benitez Cruz. Number 22, Matias Moroni. Number 23, Santiago Cordero. So no Santiago Carreras at all in this lineup. Oh no, he's here. Santiago Carreras. Oh, hang on. He's back in fullback. Anyway, I don't know what I was talking about. Let's move on. So obviously, the Cats are nursing a number of injuries, including this man. He was supposed to play in the final this weekend against the Bulls, and he wasn't available, but he is going to be ready to play for the test match, according to the reports out of the camp from the Cats camp. And so we've got Hugh Jones, Hugo Kinnan as well, nursing some injuries, but all of them will be ready to play in Australia, according to reports. We've also got Jack Van Poortvliet has been called in to potentially cover for what's his name, old mate Gibson Park, but he may not be needed at all. Speaking of Fabien Galthié, there was some talks that the French was going to get like a pretty strong team to New Zealand, but it's not looking like it's going to be the case. Despite the changing laws, looks like Galthié were still only able to select a second tier squad because their final is still basically playing this weekend. Semi-finals players in the semi-finals, they just, a lot of the players are still just, it depends on how many games to play over the season. Players like Bieri, they talk about 29 games already this year, including the Six Nations, so he's not available for selections. Whereas if you look at the Super Rugby players, 14 and then plus 15 this final this weekend. Scotty Barrett only, still nowhere half the amount of games that's going to be played so far this year. So the Super Rugby players are much lighter load. This is what I was talking about the other week as well. If you play, you get a contract in France, you think you're getting big money, but you're playing twice the amount of the games. Sometimes even more than twice the amount of the games to be in France and to be paid more money. I mean, if you do the maths, if you get a good contract with the Wallabies Australia, you're actually getting paid more money per game if you can get a gig at the Wallabies and get a break as well at the same time. So I actually think that it'd be a good idea, like I said, to have like an off season for some of these players to play in Japan and then make some extra coin before Super Rugby season. So this is a bit of a conflict of interest, I think. So Christopher Riley has been given a role to as a coaching, as a referee consultant for the English national team. But Riley is still an active referee. I think this is a conflict of interest, right? I know he's never going to actually referee at England game, but pretty sure the referee consultants have all been retired referees for like the Springboks. They've got Jacob Piper. And I just don't think this is a conflict of interest, right? Because there could be a situation where he's refereeing an Ireland versus France game and England could benefit based, maybe if the French wins, he could potentially have a conflict of interest in that situation in terms of Six Nations rankings, right? I don't know what's going on here in England, but this is not a good look in my opinion. So speaking of extra games for Super Rugby players, they have added an extra 3 rounds of Super Rugby Australia to give some of the players some more game time, especially the ones that are going to be playing in the Rugby Championship. Because obviously, in New Zealand, you have, the NPC, and last year we saw Tang Edmund actually going to New Zealand to play some extra rugby to get himself some more game time. And I do think that Australian rugby, like I said, 14 games for the Super Rugby season, and then you left the whole, you have to wait till next year to play more rugby again. So a lot of these players have to get a second job and not really play much rugby. I mean, playing the club, obviously, but the club level is quite much lower than Super Rugby level. So, yeah, it's like they needed some more game time for these players, and I think this is a great decision by Rugby Australia to add 4 more rounds between the Super Rugby teams And but the only thing I have concern is some of these games overlap. Rugby Championship, Waratahs versus Queensland actually overlaps with Wallabies of Argentina. This is a home game. It's played at 2 p.m. in the afternoon, and Rugby Australia wants to save electricity or something. So this could like conflict there, and also the semi-final conflicts with the Bledisloe Cup at home as well, 3 p.m. And you know the Brumbies versus Waratahs game on the 27th September. Also, there's a conflict there. I don't know. They obviously, hopefully, they're not stupid enough to have them overlap each other. But I just think that, yeah, maybe have the Bledisloe Cup at night instead of playing in the afternoon, and give this game, allow this game to play before the Bledisloe or something like that. It will be a much better opportunity there. But anyway, moving on. So the Hurricanes had a few players leaving the squad in the end of the year. The big name here is Peter Umanga Jensen. He's actually retired. Riley Hohepa as well. He's going to be going. He's just joined the team from the Crusaders, and he's already leaving for other places. So here's a bit of a Tom Brady of rugby, right? You know, we've got Nonu not only scoring a try, but scoring a try at the age of 43 for Toulouse. Okay, now I just like, he's 43 and he does not look a day older than 25. Just look at him. Like, he's hardly got a wrinkle on his face. Like, that's not 43. That's not 43. He's hardly got a wrinkle on his face. That's not 40. He's not even got wrinkles. What the hell? Oh my god, what is he? Like, please, tell us your secret. Please, Nonu. So anyway, moving on. Richie Muonga. He is apparently not going to be able to play for the Anzac team due to a hand injury. Moving on. Geordie Barrett won the URC for, finally, Leinster's won it with the help of Geordie Barrett in the URC final against the Bulls. Pretty one-sided game. Also, there was the English Premiership final. I did watch that game. Let me tell you, the best part of the game was the national anthem. Despite all the rage online, the electric guitar actually sounded really good. I thought it sounded really good. I thought, you know, what's his name, Starmer, has made the British Empire come back, made the British Empire great again. I thought it was great. Apparently, the Brits didn't like it. I don't know. I thought it was great. I thought it was amazing. It sounded great. But anyway, God Save the King with electric guitar. We got, who's this guy? What happened here? Oh, yeah. So this guy, Brian Evans, has been added into the All Blacks team as a line-out specialist. I don't really know. I'm not familiar with this guy. He's only played two times for the All Blacks. Yeah, why? Maybe someone like Sam Whitelock could be a good option here. But anyway, the Gallagher's Premiership has decided to expand to more audiences, and by reducing the name from Gallagher's Premiership to Gallagher's Prem. That'll attract new audience. Might also just call it Gal Prem, right? The Gal Prem will be exciting next year to, expand. Yeah, Gal Prem. We're just gonna call it Gal Prem. Moving on, we've got a lot of news this week. So Teddy Wilson signs the Waratahs for 2026. Moving on. Miracle Failangi stays with the Moana Pacifica, signed another season. He has been outstanding. Unfortunately for Moana Pacifica, what's his name? Addis Avia is taking a sabbatical, so he won't be playing next year. He's going to be Japan and get some more sushi and some Instagram reels there. Nipo Lala has signed with Gloucester, moving from Toulouse. We've got Matt Gibbon retiring from an preseason injury to his knee. So, yeah, really unfortunate there. We'll talk about this. Umang Jason gone. Will Gilliard is talking about potentially, getting back involved with rugby, whether it be coaching, playing, mentoring, or just inspiring. He talks about just wanting to be back in the game. And I guess the question is, how much? How much, mate? How much? Right? Depends how much you want. It's always possible to get someone like you back in the fold. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. That's the news for this week. And we'll be doing the review for the Lions this weekend. And let me know about the cheating at the Crusaders. Thanks for watching. Cheers.